Hello and welcome to episode 104 of VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain. And we're here with game 2 from the IEM Brazil. This is a best of 3 featuring first our blue Zerg. He is dKiLLeR. And spawning as the red Terran, he is the legend from South Korea. Part of Team oGsSuperNova. He is SuperNova. And now, with introductions out of the way, we are going to get into this game. oGsSuperNova is currently 1-0 up. dKiLLeR here with some really good moves in the previous game, in game 1. But he just did not have the end game. He could never quite break through and finish SuperNova off. And eventually, SuperNova's harassment, his drop play, just completely destroyed dKiLLeR and allowed him to move in and finish the job. So it'll be interesting to see how well dKiLLeR plays this time around. Obviously, completely different map. Yesterday we were on Antigua Shipyard. Today we are on the map whose name I can never friggin' remember. Lost Temple? Is this Lost Temple? I'm sure someone will complain because I always get it wrong. And anyway, we've got the drone scout coming in. Interestingly, no scout from SuperNova just yet. Really early scout there from dKiLLeR. He wants to know what's going on straight away. He's going to drop the hatch at 14. Very nicely done. Comes in, sees one gas so far. And that is pretty much it. One barracks, one gas. Very, very normal from SuperNova. Nothing untoward whatsoever. Interesting that the drone leaves long before that first marine gets out, before this SCV can build a supply depot there and trap it in. So he wants to keep that drone alive. And now we see SuperNova, trying to be clever, is taking the SCV up to this location, but realises his opponent is not there. I like that as well, not scouting up into the main, just scouting the expansion, because the Zerg should have his expansion up by now. So he should know he will be there at that point. And so SuperNova sees the expansion hatchery. He knows that nothing tricksy is going on. Oh, and he drops a bunker. I like it. It's not going to happen though. Drone's being pulled immediately, so that bunker is going to get shut down. He needs to focus on killing that SCV rather than the marine. Do not worry about the marine just yet. Just stop the bunker from being completed. And that is more than enough, because those Zerglings will pop very, very shortly and be able to take out these marines so long as they are not in a bunker. Now, 2 Zerglings versus 2 marines should actually leave the marine win, but SuperNova is not paying attention, not microing them at all, and they go down. The bunker gets cancelled. This SCV is going home. Okay, that bunker pressure is entirely over. There wasn't really a lot to it, to be fair. He was just getting up for the reactor Hellions at home. And as such, he just wanted to make sure his opponent stayed in his base slightly longer. He's getting the expansion up at the same time. Nice. I like the expand there behind reactor Hellion. I find that works very, very well. Finally, that SCV does get taken down. Excuse me while I yawn. We have a tech lab going down now on the barracks. Still only one gas so far, so it's not going to go into starport, not going to go into Banshee play. Hellions there roasting the Zergling. Very nicely done. And we have Stim on the way. So Stim first rather than combat shield generally means that he's planning to do a small push, perhaps some early drops. I like this. Nice moves by the Hellions here. They're not going to kill anything, but just harassing again, forcing the Queen away, forcing dKiLLeR to pay attention, forcing him to build a spine crawler there, uprooting it and pulling it forward, so he feels rather safe at the moment. These Hellions not going to try to run by, instead just going to, oh, nearly got that creep tumor, but failed to shut down the creep spread. And now this base is morphing into an orbital command, going to give him scans and mules and such like. Not really a lot going on at the moment. We're seeing almost nothing from dKiLLeR so far. So it seems to me that he's planning to expand again fairly soon. Oh no, in fact, going straight up to Lair Tech. Interesting. We could be seeing quite fast Mutalisk play coming. Interesting, dropping a second spine crawler, so perhaps planning, or perhaps worried rather, about insane Hellion pressure, perhaps with some bio behind it. We have the Zerglings up here taking on his rocks, so yeah, he's definitely planning to expand to this third very, very shortly. That does not surprise me. We have a Baneling nest on the way as well. Yeah, okay, that is what he's doing. He's dropping the second spine crawler, he's getting a Baneling nest. That's to stop any kind of pressure that's about to come from Supernova. That's really nice. I don't think you need to morph any Banelings just yet. And just if you see any bio or a real large group of Hellions coming. As it is, the factory's been taken off the reactor. We have a starport on reactor now with medevac. So it looks like going for a small bio push, perhaps. Getting a bunker up at home for defense. Doesn't really need it at this point. But better safe than sorry. Interesting. These Hellions now just poking about. Need to be careful. These spine crawlers move quite far forward. Now, I like that in a way. It kind of closes this off, but it does mean he can scoot in past here and only have to fight one spine crawler at a time. But anyway, Supernova not really looking towards that. And there goes the Spire. So, yep, centrifugal hooks coming as well. That's the Baneling speed. Very nice. Interesting going for the Banelings is actually morphing some. Getting the Spire up for Mutas, that just makes sense. Muta's really good in TVZ, in ZV anything rather. Combat Shield now on the way as well for Supernova, but there comes the third base for dKiLLeR. The Brazilian player, for those of you who didn't watch yesterday, this is IEM Brazil, Intellectual Masters Brazil, and Dignitas dKiLLeR is a Brazilian player, so he's on home turf. But here comes the elevator push now, or rather the marine drop. I assume he's going to elevate the Hellions up. Yep, here we go. This is a nice timing on this. I'd have liked to see him wait just a little longer because Combat Shield is about to finish. Needs to be careful of these Banelings though. Oh, the Banelings taking down a lot there. That drop is denied. Losing. Did he lose all of his Hellions there to the Banelings? That's going to hurt. He is going to take down this Overlord though. But I like this this reaction from dKiLLeR to get the Mutalisks after game one, where he was really kind of hurt, in fact beaten by the drop play like this. Getting Mutas out is never going to hurt in the second game. Nice targeting on that Baneling, does manage to take it down. But there's a spine crawler here, more Zerglings and Mutas now. Mutas need to be focusing on the medevacs. Unfortunately this Muta's going to die, poor control there from dKiLLeR. But only 4 Marines left in that medevac for Supernova, so he needs to go home. Getting Siege Tech now because he knows the Banelings are on the way. Getting Infantry Weapons +1. Upgrades always good, and the Mutas are forced to run. Again, dKiLLeR losing an Overlord, being supply blocked. That's really nice play from Supernova. To continually pick off Overlords like that is so frustrating, forcing the Zerg player to keep rebuilding them before he can build any more units. And here it looks like Supernova rather. I'm so used to TSL dKiLLeR, or the former TSL dKiLLeR, being a Terran that I keep calling Supernova dKiLLeR. Looks like Supernova wants to take this gold base fairly soon. Interesting that he's left this here. That flock of Mutas could take this down. Or could at least go in and snipe the medevac and then leave again. Here he goes. That medevac's going to die very quickly if he would focus it. Instead, he's going to take the Marines out. Fair enough. Supernova there. What he was doing is catching some creep teamers, trying to slow down this creep spread. It's already halfway across the map. That's very nice from dKiLLeR. But if Supernova can slow it down or put a stop to it altogether like he did in game one, that's going to give him a good advantage. Too many siege tanks there for these Banelings to do anything at all. Marines moving forward, trying to bait them into the siege tanks. But the Mutas come in, and there we go. Scan going down, getting some Muta kills. The Mutas need to fly away. dKiLLeR needs to be careful. Oh, very nearly. Rolls his Banelings into the siege tanks. That was some nice pullback. Really good feel for where they were. And now the siege tanks are unsieging, and Supernova is going home. These Mutas are going to fly about, catching this drop full of Marines. Oh, Supernova loses a medevac full of Marines. That is no good for him whatsoever. He's moving back to this gold base again. He's still not taking it, interestingly enough. Mutas coming in now. There's only one missile turret here, and it goes down before Supernova can repair it. So now these Mutas are uncontested, can get a lot of SCV kills, should they so desire. But instead, attacking the barracks. What is he doing? Killed some SCVs. Dang it. dKiLLeR then, not the best attack with his meters. Is expanding now to the gold, however. So that's still going to be good for him. His economy is going to be off the hook. We check the income tab. Right now it's pretty much even. dKiLLeR does have the slight advantage being 3 base to 2 base. But obviously Terran with mules is really, really good. We go back to production. We see this drop here doing some damage, taking down an extractor and some drones. But once again, this drop's going to get shut down. We have another drop now on the way from Supernova. Let's see. So far, only killed 2 workers to dKiLLeR 7. dKiLLeR is miles ahead of him on the worker kills this time around. Supernova has, by the way, expanded to this gold now. But I just want to keep an eye on this drop. I want to see how much damage he can do here. There's only 1 queen here. And the creep is not connected. So it's not going to be as quick for him to come and defend this. But Supernova is waiting. Right now, he's distracted, scanning here and taking out creep teamers again. Really nice. I really do like that. I love it when Terrans stop the creep highway, because quite often Zerg players will get their creep so far and then just leave it. So if you can take them out, you can really push the creep back and they won't feel like they should be adding it on. But here we go, the meter's trying to get a lot more SC vehicles, just ignoring the missile turrets at this moment in time. Doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the drop in this base is doing virtually nothing. That gets taken out. He had so long to respond there. And so if we just check, yeah, getting 6 drone kills isn't bad, but look at that, 22 workers killed. dKiLLeR, oh my, using meters really, really well. I'd have liked to have seen him play like this in game 1. Infestation pit is on the way. Meanwhile, a second factory goes up. That is a second factory, yep. And an armory is not being built. The SCV was taken down for it. Oh dear. That's going to delay +2 a lot, but there's a fight going on over here. This drop was, sorry, any potential drop was stopped, and this army was forced back to the siege tank. Only 1 siege tank here. Kind of, all these siege tanks right now are really deserted. They've been left alone by the bio. If the meters could just fly around, if he knew about that, he could take all of these down before the bio could really respond, and there's not a great deal of bio here. Supernova is in trouble. He has more bio at home, he has more medevacs at home. But if he lost all those siege tanks, it would be really hard. He would not be able to save this planetary, because you could just Baneling into it. Or in fact Muta into it, because there are only 2 missile turrets there. So we shall see. dKiLLeR again moving out with the meter. It's going to catch this drop. Oh, and again. Supernova, his drop play is just not working this time. Scans, sees that the meters have left, obviously. Tries to come in, trying to bait these units into siege tanks, but it's not happening. Very nice move of that siege tank there, though. Does allow him to take the centre. And so long as he holds this down on a watchtower, that siege tank has good vision. Again trying to drop, but too many spine crawlers here right now. Having to drop out of range of them and then run in. There's not a lot else here to defend though, admittedly. But again, these meters fly in, take down the missile turrets, and they're going to take down even more SCVs. All the SCVs in the main are gone before Supernova even responds. Oh my! And now one spine crawler does fall, but then all these marines are not quite going to die. Interesting. So they are going to attack this extractor, maybe get some drone kills. But again, those meters doing so much damage. If we just take a quick look, 46 workers killed. I do not believe it. And now a huge push, going to try and take down the gold from Supernova. The last 2 marines here forced to pick up and leave. Okay, this gold is going to fall. There is no way he can defend it. But the meters have taken down the gold here. This planetary is going to die. He cannot save it. Even more SCVs being killed. Supernova is in trouble. Supernova is close to dead right now. Taking down that gold was really, really nice for him. But he's lost so much. Now up to 64 workers killed to 23. If we just take a look at the army tab. No, that's not what I want. The units tab. 15 SCVs to 62 drones. dKiLLeR with the huge economy advantage. And right now, picking off some siege tanks at the back as well. dKiLLeR with exemplary play. This gold is going back up right now. Or is back up, rather. Rebuilt that as soon as possible. Because he knows he needs to get the economy in. He needs to get ahead somehow, or at least catch up. Food count is 157 to 124. Most of that is in harvesters. The army count is about equal. These meters still not quite enough to take on a stimmed Bioforce with the Medivacs there. But a nice fungal there just catches the edge of the Marines and does take a few down. Any you can kill is a bonus. We have a decent amount of siege tanks still, going to stop the Balings from just rolling in and killing everything. But we have an extra hatchery going down here. dKiLLeR just needs to make use of the incredible amount of money he has right now. The bank, look at that. 1,500 minerals compared to just 200 odd of Supernova. Supernova is really in trouble. dKiLLeR is completely outproducing him at this point. This is pretty much last chance for Supernova. Here comes dKiLLeR just pushing in with his entire army. Banelings hitting everything, and look at Supernova crumble. All the siege tanks there go down. Only 3 left up here. The Bioforce is being cleaned up. The meters will come and finish the siege tanks. That is bye-bye for Supernova. We are going to be going to a game 3. Over double the food count now. Terran Infantry Weapons level 2 is on the way now. While the meters are already up at +2 attack. The Zerglings are up at 2-2. There is absolutely no way back for Supernova in this game. I am afraid, for Supernova that is, that this is it. Gold base is going back up again, but that doesn't matter. Supernova is just going to storm through here right now. This is turning into a planetary fortress, but far too late to save the day. All these Marines die, and that is the last of the forces that Supernova has. So once again, this gold base is going to die. Lifting it, but it doesn't matter because he's got mutas. And Supernova, GG's dKiLLeR, takes this to a game 3. Very, very exciting play. Really good stuff there from dKiLLeR, showing us that game 1 was not a fluke. He has got it in him to beat the South Korean. So there we go. I will be back tomorrow with the final and deciding game from dKiLLeR versus oGsSuperNova at IEM Brazil. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.